Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, the show where we discuss the latest cryptocurrency news so that you stay up to date in the world of Web3. Today we are back. It's a Monday. We're back with BlockPro as we do on a Monday, 3:30 every week. Some people are kind of giving up right now. There's not much volume in some of the markets, but we're still here. We're still trading. BlockPro, how was your weekend and what have you noticed towards the end of the last part of the year now?
Well, it's always the same around December, last couple of weeks of the year. It's just there's not really much happening at the moment. So for me personally, I'm fully out. I'm waiting for a new opportunity, take it a little bit back, and then we go again. So yeah.
Nice. Gives you actually a bit of time off then, a little bit of time to kind of step back, have a look at the market and wait for the plays instead. Is this because of the lack of volume, BlockPro, or what's led you to kind of take that step back at the moment?
Well, it's mainly for me personally, the lack of market structure at the moment.
Okay,
So I don't really see a clear direction. I noticed that Bitcoin tends to go towards that 100K zone every time, but yeah, if you really start analyzing the positions, or at least the chart of the state of Bitcoin, and compare that with last year, for example, or with any other December. That's pretty much where I gonna say it's just uncertainty. Let the Christmas days plays out, and then we look again for some clear direction. So yeah.
Awesome, man. And guys, before we get cracking today, make sure to slap a like and subscribe. Turn channel notifications on as well, because we do sometimes go live randomly. I will go through the chat to see who we've got as well. We've got Sammy T is the first comment. Good to see you first, sir. LFG from Sammy. We've got Steve in the chat as well saying, Merry effing Christmas, everyone, and howdy y'all. We've got Justin here as well, CSC Plus legend here. Also another CSC Plus, load of CSC Plus legends in the chat. We've got Listy as well. Wiz, good to see you, my man. We'll definitely get Wiz on a Christmas, in between Christmas and New Year for another stream. He's always good vibes. Go check out Soul Season, guys, because it is Solana season. Maybe not right now, we'll do some analysis, but for meme coins it's Solana season, so go check out Solana season as well. We've got Celebrity Spill here, good to be here, good to see you, my friend. We've got Refik as well, good to see you, and we've got the Unicorn, absolutely smashing it, good to see you too, sir. Let's have a look at the crypto bubbles here. We've got Hex up 19%, Hype down 18%, Curve doing well, Virtual still pulling away here. Any that surprised you for over the last 24 hours here, BlockPro?
Hex is a bit of a surprise. I believe it's Richard Hart project.
Yes.
I believe. Yeah. Well, guys, Google that. So that's why I'm a bit surprised about Hex taking to the moon. But like they say, even bad publicity is good publicity. So yeah.
What I find funny about Hex is, Richard Hart is a very outspoken, but that Martini guy is considered a quite outspoken person. Some people, it's a bit like Marmite, you either love him or you hate his analysis. And even that Martini guy, he goes, Richard Hart is crazy. So if TMG is calling him crazy, I believe him. But for anyone that doesn't know who Richard Hart is, I'll just show you a picture over here. You might recognize him. You can see him here, all dripped out in Gucci. He's the typical, he's the typical middle-aged man who still feels like a child. Got rich quickly, went out and got a load of Gucci. But don't get me wrong, I have listened to a lot of Richard Hart, and he does come up with some good points, some good facts. So have a look at him, guys. See what you think of Richard Hart. Hex itself, it's a bit of a meme coin. Have you been trading Hex?
No, Hex is actually on my list to stay away from as far as possible. But yeah, like I said, Richard Hart is just an OG in the space, and to see that Hex is now performing so well, it's just funny. Yeah, so guys, I would recommend to research the story behind that guy, because it's absolutely amazing. So yeah,
we can see here on the week, actually, Hex, down 32%, but very common. There's only a few green tokens here. We can see BitGet token. If we go to the month, that's been doing super well as well. A lot of the high cap meme coins are right in my face here. I can't avoid them. We've got WithHat down 30%, Pepe down 24%, and a few others. Bitcoin actually, doing, holding up its dominance here. What do you think over the next week? Do you think this will remain red? On the show next week, do you think this will still be majority red? Yeah.
Yes, I think there will probably not change that much this week. It's always the same around Christmas. Volume dies off pretty much. We have seen pretty much one bull run where we had actually a green Christmas, and so far I don't really think that that we actually see a lot of price action. I do see a lot of volatility in the market, so there are chances, but just be very careful with it, because we seen it yesterday. The altcoins up like 5-10%, and then at the end of the day it's already down with 5 or 10%. So the short-term moves are there. What I also noticed is, for me personally, I cannot get my orders in, so that means that there is a lack of liquidity in the order books. So yeah, that means that most of the bigger traders are actually celebrating the holidays, or starting to celebrate. Another important thing is, especially at the end of the year, a lot of crypto people need to do their tax, and that also means that we will see a lot of wash trading going on. So for some people and some projects, it's actually better to end the year in the red to actually make them moon towards the end of the year. It would make more sense to actually do that in a fresh new year in 2025. So yeah, I don't expect too much at the moment.
Yeah, it is a difficult one. I feel like we spoke about this. I was badgering on about 18th, 19th was historically a bad day, and unfortunately for me, I didn't leave all my positions, and it came through. But I think we'll see some opportunity over this next week. I'm still laser vision on altcoins, looking for some opportunities there. But we're going to talk about some altcoins slightly later in today's show, guys. Also, drop your altcoin suggestions in the chat if you want us to go through those. But BlockPro, I think let's go over to Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin, then we'll go through Ethereum, and then we'll go into the altcoins that we prepared, and any others that you guys want to whack into the chat here as well. I'm not sure if do you have it up on your chart? Shall I bring up your screen now?
Yeah, I have a couple open. I have Psi, OM, and Ethereum open on my screen, so I can take it over.
Yeah, let's start off with Bitcoin briefly. We'll go over to Ethereum, and we'll go from there, guys. And like I say, any altcoin suggestions, make sure to whack them in the chat. And if you're wanting to trade along as well, we are in partnership with BLOFIN. We do have one of the best deals going right now, where you will, if you sign up, have access to VIP tier level 1, and the link is in the description below, guys.
Yeah, so Ethereum, or at least Bitcoin on the weekly chart. Well, we can already see pretty much that we have topped out a little bit. We can also see that this new week open doesn't look too bullish. So what can we pretty much expect from here, or at least what do I expect from here, and also why am I not in the market at the moment? Well, if we actually look at the 4-hour, and what is important is what happened last Friday, is we actually ran up to $108,000, and we ran it all the way down towards 92,500-ish. Depends on your exchange, of course. Well, now we can actually see that we are trying to retest that entire structure. So what is important here? Well, basically, we're still in a downtrend. Well, if we would expect some sort of a bounce, well, in that case, we're looking back at $92,650 to actually create some sort of a bounce, of a reaction to Bitcoin. I think, especially with the Christmas period, that we get some nice ho ho ho, get dumped, get wrecked, liquidate everyone. So I actually think that this will fall through this. There might be a couple of fake short-term, couple fake outs pretty much that make it look like you can get back into the market. That's something that I currently notice, is that Bitcoin is trying to set everyone up to make it look like, yeah, we can be bullish again, and like pretty much 5 minutes later you're stopped out. So they try, the market makers and the big investors at the moment try to actually get you into positions that will trap you. So that's also for me one of the reasons to say I'm staying out of the market at the moment until that period of time is over. So it's just a lot of confusion that they are creating to show like, yeah, but we will go back to the 100K and then come down. So from here, I expect a reaction to 92,600, 500 range. After that, a retest towards 90,000. In that case, we need to look at the low of the liquidation wick the other day. That was placed on the 5th of December. That one also needs to get filled.
Yeah.
So again, what we can do is take a line over that, and that already creates a new range. Well, then you're towards the 90K range again. What we have seen is with this downtrend, what am I missing in this entire downtrend is pretty much a candle that looks like this here. Just a big old liquidation candle. And that is the one that we want to get back to. So people need to get liquidated before we actually can get up into a trend reversal. And that's pretty much how trends work. You need liquidation before you end a trend. So from here, we can zoom out a little bit, and then we actually need to leave the 4 hours. So from here, of course, I can go and look at the 50 minutes, but it's down. So let's skip that part. What we can do is let's go towards the daily. And we need to figure out pretty much a massive reaction level. So something where we almost know, or at least we never know 100% sure, but where is the price likely to go? Well, for that, we can look at this entire impulse, and charting at the moment, everything on a high time frame is highly recommended, because that means you just know that you need to be patient before you make the move. Well, what does my eye spot right here? That's pretty much on the 11th of November. We actually pushed up on the daily, and after that we had a continuation of the breakout, and then we actually came down a little bit. That means there is a fair value gap open. Okay. Liquidity to be taken. So what I always like to do is let's make a box out of this from wick till wick. Let me take it a little bit higher towards here. So we are looking for the closure wick and pretty much the daily low the day after. We're going to stretch that box out till the price range right here. Where do we actually need to end up? Well, somewhere in this box. So from here, we have set out pretty much 4 scenarios already. We have a direct reaction, lower time frame stuff towards the $93,350. We have somewhat a range lower than that. Then we're looking at what's the price here. Then, okay, let's keep it simple. Let's say 90K. After that, we're actually looking already at 85,250. And the low of that box is actually 81. 81.8, guys. So keep in mind, don't get trapped into long positions. Just let the market do its thing. Sometimes sitting back and waiting for that moment to actually pull the trigger might be the best. And I think with Ethereum, with Bitcoin, that we actually now have reached that point. Bull run still needs to start.
Giving us more time, and just to give some kind of timings with with the audience here. You think that these levels that we've plotted out on the chart here, they're very achievable within the end of 2024 in the next few weeks?
Yeah, I think this is pretty much where you need to keep attention to for 2-3 weeks. And after that, 2025 January, always bullish. Bull run is just around the corner to get into the silly numbers. We have seen a couple of 200% movers a day. Well, that's fun, but I remember some other bull runs where we had 100% tickers every day for a couple of weeks, and we have not seen that yet. So that's why I say
I just wanted to pull up a prediction market on my screen as well, because I saw this thanks to our friends at Solana ID. They had like a, if you've got their priority pass, guys, I know a lot of you actually listening do have a Solana ID priority pass. You can actually get an airdrop through your priority pass on Triad. But I actually saw this, one of their prediction markets. We can see here, BlockPro, it says, will Bitcoin price be between 97 to 100K on December the 31st? And actually, if you bet against it, it's you got 60%. So I believe the odds are slightly against you, obviously, but probably quite a good trade, quite a good prediction there. Because 97 to 100K, will that hit on December 31st? What would you give those percentages there, the flock or the hype? Do you think that's to your analysis, is that definitely outweighed the potentials there?
Well, if we get there, we should have revisited the lows first. The thing is, if I look at the market, and especially at the structures from the last year, so everything that they do is based on boring historical data, it's that the opening of January is always bearish. So there might be a chance that we actually get towards the numbers, but for that we actually need to first revisit that 90 or 85K level. So it's a bit of a bold one. I would actually say no, will not happen. But then again, I don't have a magic glass ball like glass sphere like some of the others have.
There's also a few other funny ones on here. We've got, will ETH hit new all-time high before 2025? This is a 75% of people are going no. We've also got XRP here. Will it be above USDT in market cap on December the 31st? That's almost half odds there. And also, will Sol flip XRP again in 2024? So guys, if you're wanting to have a look at prediction markets, I have actually put the referral link in the CSE Plus Discord, so you can go check that out as well. Prediction markets can be quite fun. And guys, if you're wanting to join the CSE Plus Discord, you can see here we have all the channels. We even have TMG channel, Block Pro channel, which you'll see all here as well, guys. We do have a new code, Xmas80. You will find the link in the description as well. But let's go back to your screen, Block Pro, and let's talk about Ethereum before going on to the altcoins today.
So Ethereum, let me take a look here. Well, of course, we had that massive run-up, and we have spoken about Ethereum on the stream many times now. Yes. Basically, like I believe it was $2,500 when we actually put it on the map. We said that with the level system, actually $3,500 was the level to hold. Well, we actually have broken that level at the moment. What do I expect for Ethereum? Well, for that, actually, again, same structure as on Bitcoin. We actually want to fill that liquidation candle at least, well, it says here $3,099, so let's make it simple, $3,100. That is where we actually want to see some sort of a reaction to it. Well, I don't actually think it will hold there. Then again, like, it's bull market, people, but it's on my screen. It's not up, it's down. So let's be a bit more negative today. Well, then in that case, we can still look at pretty much the same structure. And actually, I think that the worst case scenario would actually be, let me figure this out. I think you're actually towards that 2,800 level. Yeah. I think we can take it lower. Let's take it lower. We have here open daily. Again, we're on the daily. So where can we expect actually a reaction? And for a lot of people, that will sound like doomsday all over again. But just be patient. Let the market do its thing.
Like, opportunity. Yeah.
Like always, that's the nice thing with all these pullbacks. You just need to make sure you have enough ammo to fire back in that market and just wait for the opportunity. Yep. So from here, worst case scenario is always like we can look back at 2021. I don't know if you remember it, like we had 2 weeks where we actually pulled back down 60%. Well, that would mean that we would end up at $1,200. I don't think that will be the case now. So worst case scenario, 2,700 and let's say 50.
Yeah.
A reaction between 2,750 and 2,800 and or let's say $2,900. that wouldn't be weird to see. Again, the reason is we need to liquidate traders, because everyone that went long in this range right here had a very easy time. It's probably still in position. They all need to get wrecked before we actually can get back into a reversal. So that's pretty much long time frame prediction. Also, that goes pretty much for the upcoming 2-3 weeks. Then if I would look at the 15 minutes, so in that case, we're looking at a day trade time frame. What can we expect then? Well, of course, we have some fair value gap here on the lower side. Let me reset the scale for a bit, or the drawings. In that case, we're going for the reversal. Then $3,100. So that's the same as on the high time frame, is where you actually want to expect a backtest reaction. Still are looking at a solid downtrend, so that's also not the greatest thing. We can expect locally some sort of a reaction to price. That will probably be around this area right here. And when I say that, then we're talking about $3,245 where I actually want to have a price reaction. If it doesn't hold up there, guys, it will revisit lower, and there's nothing in this range between $3,100 and pretty much the $3,250 that will hold it back. There's no support there, so do not long that center range. Never take a trade in the middle of a range, because you will probably lose. So yeah, again, like I'd rather say like, no, mate, it's gonna go up, but the trend is down. So, well, like always, like this thing is going to the moon, and we also know, like from last cycles, Ethereum holders, like I will take my hat off for you, because it was, especially like the last cycle, it took ages. Everything went off, and Ethereum was just maybe today, no, and then pullback 60%.
60%.
And then like 2 weeks later, it was like at 4K. So, and that was a run up that started from $300 or $400. So,
wow,
yeah, it will be a wild one.
We've got Aqua Regis here asking, how far back would you say the fair value gaps are valid?
They're always valid. Fair value gaps are there. As soon as you see them on the chart, they're just there. So for especially like when you look at fair value gaps, try to imagine still market structure, and especially if we put it on a daily time frame or even on a weekly, let's put it on a daily, it actually becomes quite easy. So instead of looking for a price reaction to where we actually expect that price will wick down to based on liquidity, we can also take it very simple, and just we take a box and we look here at the start of the impulse. We're going to take that start of the impulse. Where does price needs to revisit to finish a market structure is right over here. So that means this bloody thing is still valid. If we actually zoom out, well, then that's also why I say it can get spooky really quick.
Yeah, because they're always valid.
Is that even like in the lows of like 1500 is also still open, but is that something you need to worry about today? Nah, not really. I don't expect that. So yeah, they're always valid. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! As long as it's less than 60% away.
Yeah.
Then we should be safe. Hopefully, we won't see another 60%, but maybe another 50% in the future.
So this would be great. Then it's buy time again. Then the shopping carts come out.
Brilliant. Guys, make sure to slap a like and subscribe for this video. We're going to go through some altcoins now. Block Pro, should we go through OM or Say first? What have we got first?
I think the best one is to say, let's start with OM.
Brilliant. Yeah, let's start with OM. OM Mantra, guys. It launched originally back in 2021, but barely any movement. Yep. And then the start of the year absolutely took off. They did a lot of marketing. I think they did some deals with exchanges as well. And basically with Mantra, guys, if you haven't seen the token before, it's a real world asset token. It kind of aims at bridging traditional, TradFi to DeFi, which will be very important in the future. I think in the past with real world asset projects, we've had difficulty with regulatory compliance. But as you know, the governments in the world move to crypto as well and step in, I think that regulatory framework will become easier, and you're going to see real world asset projects like Mantra take off as well. But Block Pro, this is a little bit difficult to have a look at the chart and really gauge what's going on. What do you make of it? We shot from $1.50 all the way up to like over $4. I think all-time high was around $4.20. Crazy. What happened here?
So the all-time high is at $4.63.
Ooh.
So first of all, to all the congratulations to all the OM investors. You're probably filthy rich by now. Go and buy yourself some nice Crypto Saving Expert subscription. Well, the thing is, like, if you look at these types of charts, this is what we want to see in bull runs, and this is also what we can expect in bull runs, like a 21,694% gain, guy. It's just, that's mental. And I actually think it still has some steam left in it.
Yeah.
And that's also why I wanted to discuss it today. So the thing is, also the sad thing is about the live streams is that I cannot give you a price where I can say it's going to hit this. That falls on a financial advice. But what I can do is show you what I see in the chart. So that's what we're going to do right now. Well, we have here OM on the weekly, and we can actually see a long range of accumulation. Also bear market territory where pretty much like everything was in the toilet. Guys were sitting 83 hours on the toilet to promote their meme coins. And then after that, we actually broke out. Well, from here, what can we expect? Well, one of the things that actually caught my eye was if you look at how last week was structured, Bitcoin down, like massively down from 8K all the way to like 92. Well, this thing, what's going on here? Why is it still high? Why is it not completely nuked? Well, for that, again, that means that people are interested in it, and also that some big players are actually holding the price up.
Yeah.
That suggests to me that it probably is not done with actually making a second run. So from here, if we look at a daily time frame, well, again, we're back to that same bloody wick as on Bitcoin and Ethereum. All the charts have them. So that pretty much means that we will start with this wick right there. So let's map that one out. Let's do it like this. Then we're pretty much looking at, let's round it up, $3. Make it simple. Well, another thing that we can actually do is take it from the highs. So we take the high wick because price has been there, and we're going to measure that out towards the lows. Well, then we're talking about the 35% pullback. Most of the altcoin tickers at the moment are seeing a 40% pullback or even more. So also with OM, this thing will probably make a 40% pullback. Yeah. So your first reaction, or where you want to see a reaction to price, is pretty much around the $3 level. Well, another thing that catches my eye is that we have two zones below it. And this is where maybe a dollar cost average strategy can become quite interesting. Well, for that, again, we have it set on the daily. We're going to grab our box. And what we can see, we have here pretty much that day of doubt, buyers and sellers, and after that we actually exploded. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the top wick and we connect it down towards the lows. So in that case, we come down over here. So then we're talking about $2.76. What I also see is that we actually have a reaction below that. And this is where it becomes interesting, because I think, not 100% sure, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a vertical line on this day, because we need to zoom in on what is going on the 16th of November. Before we do that, we're going to finish this last part here on the lows. So then again, we're looking for a top wick and a low wick. Let's make your box. And now we at least have already two price ranges where we expect a reaction. But from here, we need to zoom in. So from that point, we are basically going, let's start with a 30-minute time frame. You can also see how weak the price looks right now. No volume, no reaction to potential bounce. Let's go back to the day where it actually exploded. If it wants to load up, still wants to go. Yes. So, and from here, it actually becomes quite interesting because there's quite a lot of information on the 30 minutes already. There are multiple ways to actually approach this, and I think that we're going to take it from the top of the box. So in that case, we can ignore the daily time frame. So we pretty much need to establish a price range within this box.
Yeah.
So for that, we're going to the fixed range volume profile. And you see here the breakout, and then we're taking the first sell candle. So that's pretty much over here, and we take it until we actually had the breakout through the level. So that is where we join on Sunday, 17th of November. In that case, we can actually see that the local point of control is actually at $2.24. And I think mainly because the compression is on the lower side. So what we can do from here is that we take it a time frame smaller even, because I think that is like there must be hidden something of information there that actually suggests a definite price reaction. This is the downside of trading view, that we always need to very slowly scroll back. So again, let's make the chart.
These levels here, it's $2.20. I can see there. We've got Justin in the chats also saying, $2.50 was his point of interest, down to $2.20 as well. Yeah.
So I think that we are actually already pretty close. So what the thing is, we have a low accumulation zone around $2.21. After that, we actually got into a compression and after that into a pretty aggressive breakout. So in that case, when it comes towards a buy zone, we still need to look at some more reaction levels. And for that, we see here actually the breakout, and then we see like a lot of sell candles. But there is some interruption in that sell candle, and that's pretty much over here. So let's note that one out. And that is at $2.50. $2.50. And also on the other hand, it comes across. Now we actually need to verify if this is actually a level to hold up. And this is where it becomes interesting, because there's nothing on the left side that actually suggests that we can expect a price reaction from there. So we need to adjust the FRVP for a bit. We're going to take it from here. Let's see where it comes off with. No, so we're still looking at the lows. What we do see is that actually this 250 level is we're missing volume around that area. So the likelihood of actually creating volume around that $2.50 zone is quite high. But to actually guarantee some sort more of a price reaction, I would say like then you're still looking at that lows of like $2.31. Okay. After that, when the price has actually done its thing, and what we always can do is, for that we're going back to 1 hour, for example, like this. Let me zoom out again, that we have a complete overview. I'm going to get rid of this line. Is from here you can already start sketching in some scenarios, because we have quite a solid volume at the top. So if we take that entire range, you can actually see, okay, we have clear a point of control around $3.88, and just smack that thing on your chart and the point of control is there. Price always goes where volume is the thickest, where the liquidity is the highest. So how can you play these types of things? Well, that means going to wait for an entry, step number one. Shorting this right now doesn't make sense. Okay. And the thing,
even though we've identified those levels below, the short doesn't make sense. Is that because like you said, there is a lot of volume up here at these levels? The momentum, there may be fundamental things that are just pushing it regardless. What do you really identify as that? It's a little bit dangerous to be taking that short position here, even though we've seen those levels below, which are very achievable.
Well, the chances for the short positions are at the highs.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
over
Yeah.
here, and then we're talking about like $4.25.
Mhm.
You can see here those resistance. Then again, $4.23. Here the top peak, of course, also over here. And if we want, basically now again, you're back in that phase where they want to trap you as a trader. So of course, we expect a reaction for this to come towards the downside, maybe even all the way to the lows, before we actually regain towards that $3.88. But to go for a short position this late, where you actually already are starting to break off, makes the chances just smaller. So that's why I say do not trade in the middle of the range. Just wait
Yeah.
for the top or for the low and then make your decision. So yeah, of course you can short it, but I'm personally not going to short it because that means that my stop loss will be middle in the liquidity zone. And if your stop loss is in the middle of the liquidity zone, then your trade is shit. So that's why I say it's too late
I just
to start shorting this.
While we were discussing OM, I remembered that back in March, back in May, I acquired quite a large bag of OM, and guess where I sold it?
Oh God!
I sold it at 74 cents. So if I'd held on to that, I don't know if you can see that on the screen.
Yeah,
I sold it for just under $5,000. That could be a nice $20,000 plus bag right now, guys.
Yeah.
I fumbled that one. Let me know if you got in on OM, because we were discussing it back in the back in the springtime on CSC Plus. So it'd be interesting to see if anyone actually stuck by it. For me, there was obviously something else that came on my radar, and I needed $5,000 for, and I bet it rugged as well. So that's an annoying one. That's an annoying one.
Well, maybe what helps was there are still like opportunities to get back in. Like they're always there. So it's an interesting one. But I do think that this project will do pretty well. Probably will retrace back a little bit. From there, we can expect pretty much a reaction back towards the top side. Also, like still 2024, it's not a bull run. We always said that from the beginning. There will be no bull run in 2024. It might look like that, but still, the real fun begins in 2025. So save some ammo and buy those dips. Buy those dips.
Buy the dip. Let's talk about an altcoin that I do actually hold, and I haven't jeeted the bag yet. And that's Say, quite a relative, new kid on the block. Was only launched back in August 2023, so just over a year ago now. Already in the top 100. It's a layer one. The only thing is, we can laugh about this. Layer one, super fast transactions. They all say this. However, the tech is good. That it uses kind of a dual consensus, similar to the likes of Sui, Solana, etc. But what does the chart for Say? Pardon the pun.
the Say. Yeah. So
what is Say saying?
Well, weekly up. Trend is up. Trend is still up. Well, that's also where it gets already a bit confusing, because you can say like, yeah, but now downtrend. But technically speaking, over the global form, it's still an uptrend. And now I'm going to remove these things that looks like trend lines, because trend lines are complete bullshit. So we can see trend is still up. Well, from here, we actually want to find out some reaction to price to actually potentially get into a trade. Well, again, we are looking at the top right here. So your short opportunities, again, they are gone. It comes back to pretty much waiting to go in for a potential long position. Then what can we actually expect? Well, a reaction, what I see from the start on the weekly time frame, is actually right over here at 81 cents. And I think that is still quite low. I think that this will go way bigger than 81 cents. So, but again, we need to set a standard for the market structure that we want to revisit. So let's take a look at how the daily is performing. Well, If we look at the daily, again, we have that Friday candle and we see them on all the charts. So map out that candle because we want to see a reaction to that liquidation. You always get liquidation first and then the retest. Maybe then you can get a trend reversal. So that is already an important one. What else can we pretty much spot is we have still a fair value gap open here on the lower side. And I think we're going to do this one a little bit different. Let's start with a VRVP. This already makes our life a little bit easier because we can immediately spot where the volume is actually the biggest in the chart. The downside of the VRVP is as soon as I move it, is that it also will move with the chart. So let's reset the chart view, move it a little bit to the right, that we actually can see a bit of price overview. Then we need to wait for it to load in. So what we can actually see already, there's quite a lot of volume here around that 43 all the way up to 47. Well, where is actually that reaction from the liquidation starting? That's at 37 all the way to the lows of 34. Well, this makes it also an interesting point because we can see this reaction point right here where we actually had a couple of days down and after that we actually began that giant run. So let's mark out the lows. Well, then we're looking at a low of 33 cents, 33.5. Sorry, 33.57. That's already quite low, but what is open below that is we have actually another one open right here at 26. So let's mark that one also out. Well, what we now can see is that actually these levels from daily low reactions also come align with the VRVP. Well, to say with the VRVP, where can we then expect a direct reaction is pretty much on the high of the volume. So what we can do is take a box and pretty much mark this one out as a price reaction. Well, from here, let's take it back to the weekly. Let it load up again and see how that will react. So again, you can see now based on the weekly that this box is way too small to actually, let me do it like this. Then you can actually see that it comes align with a peak in your volume. Here on the top side, it's a bit blunt, but still there's quite a lot of volume. We can see here that gap, of course, so a bit of lack of volume.
Yep.
But here on the lower side, again, we can see that those levels come align with each other. So I think it's always a good way of actually checking if you're on the right form. So now we can get rid of this volume indicator. And now we're going back and look pretty much at the levels and the back tests. Well, if you would have drawn in a scenario from here, well, first of all, price never goes up in a straight line without going down first. I lost my tool again. Where's my tool? Here. So to expect it from here to go, no. I would wish, but it will never happen. So if you look at, again, this point right here with the two 4-hour candles next to each other, just expect a reaction to that level. Yeah. That's pretty much something that you can consider for like a TCA, maybe like if you're willing, like, yeah, when you're convinced about the project, you can pretty much check that range out.
Yeah.
From there, the fair value gap towards the downside is actually pretty fast. So it doesn't take Bitcoin. Like if it actually drops to like 85, this thing will come down even more. So in that case, you're already looking at the 33 cents range.
Wow.
Well, from there, again, there's not a whole lot of downs, or there's nothing to hold in price action in this complete range to actually hold the price up here. So that means that a lot of buyers actually need to go and support the price here before it actually can go back up to finish a market structure. So I think that if I would play this, I would probably set some orders like around like 36, 33.5, 26.5. Well, is there more towards the downside? Yeah, there is.
Don't zoom out. Don't zoom out.
But that's at the
Yeah.
moment the biggest issue is like a lot of things need to have that retracement. Then again, what you can do every time when you're actually in doubt of something, and this is actually a nice little gem, and I hope that this chart also supports that. Let me check if it also goes with this one. So this one already lost his the April. So some charts actually have a reaction to the support that we have seen in April 2024, and that all comes in line with 40% pullbacks. So that's something you can cheat the system with. If we would measure this complete to the downside, then here 43%.
There you go. Yeah.
So let's add. Pretty much worst case scenario, then I would say like 26 back up. I think that there is probably also some smart market maker involved with this that actually goes like, let's trend line this out.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. But then again, I'm getting back towards the 33 cents place. Well, if you can get it in from 32 cents, I'm now going to remove the trend line because it makes me absolutely sick. Is that if we would measure this out, let's say from a reaction from the 33 cents back to your market structure retest, it's already 100% gain, guys.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
After that retest to the highs, let's round it up, 150%. So then again, the project is actually really good. Probably a blast above all-time highs is likely to happen. Just be careful with these plays. Time them with the market. Do not FUD into, or just do not go all in from the start.
And don't take a trade in the middle of a range.
Yes.
Drill it in, guys. Drill it in.
It's a stop loss. It's so simple. So I expect actually good things from this sticker. It will probably do well. Again, for actually price ranges, I think it can get up quite high. I think it will hit $2 at some point.
Amazing,
Because like bull run, think about the bull run. Like things go 10x and 100x and things go silly. So stay bullish.
Almost silly season. Stay bullish, guys. And guys, if you're wanting to join CSE Plus, if you're wanting one-to-one tuition with Block Pro, with myself as well, come join the Discord. You can join for only £20 a month now. That will get you community access. But if you want the premium tuition, you can join premium for that. But first off, guys, just join community, see if you like it, and then come join premium. We've got some amazing traders in the house. We've even got Justin here in the chat saying, Say is going to fly after the next reaccumulation phase. Yeah, totally agree. A lot of the community are in on Say as well. And I think that often happens with the CSC Plus community. Once we find a good token, a good project together, we kind of all get behind it, do the research. And as always, it's always good having other people's, other people's opinions, other people's reviews on projects. And that's how you can kind of fine tune it and, find the tokens, find the projects that you really want to back and that you like here as well. What have we got on the chart here? Still on Say currently.
Yeah, I put it on the 1 minute. Bit of entertainment for the DGen traders.
We got Wizavolt here saying love Say as well. Wizavolt was actually he actually minted a meme coin, Celine Dion, on Say. So there is lots of capability for the Say network. It hasn't quite taken off, but I think there's a good opportunity for kind of first adopters within the Say network, and that goes for influencers as well. If you're looking to build your Twitter presence, your clout, one of the best things to do is get behind a project, keep tweeting about it daily, pick up those followers, and it just snowballs, guys. We can see Wizavolt here saying, can't wait to see it fly. Do we have any altcoin suggestions from the chat today, guys? We'll go through a few of those before ending today's stream. Let me just go up. We've got Opulus from James and XAI from Refik. Are any of those on your watch list, Block Pro?
I have XAI on my watch list, but I'm not going to share that one. We can do Opulus.
Yep, brilliant.
What is the ticker of that?
I believe it's OPU. Was it?
Opal, I have here.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
Opal. If it's not the correct ticker, let me know. Mate, this is an untradeable asset. So, these are mate, like these are the things where you actually go like, this guy that requested it is waiting for that 1000x. Like you can see it how the chart is built up, mate.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, a lot of manipulation. Fresh project. I don't know anything about the project.
Mhm.
That's also important to know. When I do a TA, I'm a trader. I'm not an investor.
No.
So that makes it already a bit difficult. Well, what I actually see from the start, especially on 4 hour, is just a lot of buy candles and sell candles in both directions. Does this thing trade on perps? I don't think so, but
it's. I'm just having a look at it now. It's a democratizes music financing. So I believe it's a project which is trying to kind of pull in the music world into Web3. Always difficult to pull off. Looks like it's a bit of a token from the last bull run. I believe that Martini guy was calling it. Perhaps that's why we have some people in the chat that are following it. I think it's one from the past slightly, which to me, the opportunity cost of kind of hanging around it, you're better, even though you're very likely down on your investment, you're better off, in my opinion, probably selling it back and trading or getting into something else, guys.
Let me check if it's here on Coin Market Cap. What is it doing at the moment? Well, so if I look at this, maybe I can put it on the screen. Let me do it like this.
Cool.
Should
we can see.
Should be up if my computer doesn't freeze again. All right. So this is pretty much this is pretty much where people are hoping for. And if you of course look at like the prices where it is trading now, like 30, like not even 3 cents at the moment. Let me verify that with the chart. So 7 cents. Well, from that 7 cents all the way back up here. Well, first of all, if you want to get it back there, your timing needs to be fucking mint to get out of the trade, sir. So if you're trading this, like I don't know shit about this project. The only thing that I can see is that price is heavily down. It has had quite a big run up in 2021. Also, what I notice is that the run up is at the end of 2021, so that also suggests that it was one of the coins that went up as the first one. Another important thing is what I like to do is if a project is actually good, it will be on good exchanges. So what are pretty much like then think of the bigger exchanges, because that is pretty much where the volume goes about. And think of Binance, for example. If a project is listed on Binance or getting listed on Binance, it's likely to do very well. So I can see here Bitcoin, so BitGet, KuCoin, HTX, MEXC, the place where most projects get listed to die. So there are some projects, or at least some exchanges, Gate.io, also a decent one. So it's listed on the smaller exchanges. So this is something where I would say, like you can have it in your wallet, but it might be the case that you might be better off by just put it in something else.
Look on their Twitter. Their pinned tweet is from March 13th. James, if you're still holding Oculus, please just give up, get rid of it. It's not going anywhere. Look, they posted a few days ago here, but come on, guys. Their last post before that was December the 11th, December the 18th. What are they doing? If you've got some inside information, perhaps they're kind of regrouping and coming back with something. Perhaps they've got a new campaign. Definitely possible. So if you're in the community, if you know something that we don't, let us know. Come join Crypto Saving Expert and let us know in the Discord. But from an outsider's point of view, it's not looking good, Grav.
These are the things where I personally I don't see the. First of all, if I don't believe in the product. So sometimes you see like things where you go like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. Like especially if it is like involved in music and Web3, probably like with the labels that pay artists not enough, and then this will be a solution or something. then you actually need to think like, are you an investor in this project because you believe in the project, or do you just want to make that $4 from your $7? And if the last part is actually the case, just look somewhere else. That's how I see it. Like especially if you see with Twitter that there's not really a lot of engagement going on. If we actually look at the markets, you can see that the volume here, 30K in 24 hours, 90K, 3,000. These are not the numbers that you actually want to see.
No.
Maybe it will do very good someday. Well, amazing, but yeah, till then it doesn't look too bright in my opinion. So yeah, but again, it's sometimes nice to have that one risky asset where I'm going to slap in a couple of K and maybe it will do something.
That's it. Sometimes these projects, even from the last bull run, etc. They may work themselves down, start ticking over, and then all of a sudden they get acquired by a large company. They pump a lot of money into it, and boom, you're off to the races again. We've got another suggestion here from the Wizard Vault asking about Cal. I think we went over Cal last stream briefly as well. It's one of those that has just gone like that, and a lot of people in the community. Wizard Vault actually told me about Cal. I didn't ape, unfortunately. I won't be missing his next calls, that's for sure. Let's pull Cal up if possible.
What I quickly will do is I will check it on my other screen before I put it on the live stream screen, because there might be a chance that there is something planned on Cal. And then again, we're not giving signals away here.
Yep. I'll go over to my screen quickly while you set that up. So it's on mine now.
Amazing. Let me remove this, and then we're going to look for another chart. What do you have there, Ross? Solid Borg?
Yeah, so I've just seen Justin was asking what have I got my eye on, and what I've got my eye on right now is Solid Solana ID. A lot of you will know Simon because he's been on the stream countless times. Good friend of mine, and to be honest, I look up to him a lot as a dev. He's even got Solid tattooed here, guys. He's super dedicated. Unfortunately, they launched on a red day, and they still did well. If you got in on the public sale, which we were posting about in the Discord, that was valued at 20 million. So hats off to everyone who got in the public sale. They're now up over double. But personally, I think there's a lot more to come from Solid. I think we see it, 5x from here at least, $200 million market cap and beyond. We're going to see Swissborg really, really getting behind them. Borg price is doing well as well. Like I said, I even got an airdrop through having the priority pass through Solana ID earlier. So there's lots of perks as well, and we're going to see plenty more from them to come in the new year. Right now, I think it was actually, selfishly, I was quite happy that they launched on a red day, because it gives me an opportunity to get some more tokens before they really get cracking again. But
nice one. I will check it out.
Yeah, no, it's.
I've not watched it yet, but I will check it out.
Oh, awesome, man! I'll put you in touch with Simon as well, and we'll get him back on stream as well. There's some cool things going in the new year that I know of for sure as well. Nice. With Swissborg backing them, I'm always gonna get behind them. Swissborg, they do their research, unlike me, who does a little bit of brief research, goes in the CSE Plus community, see what other people are thinking, then ape. Swissborg, they do their proper research. They do their nice. But let's pull up your screen now and we'll have a look at Cal.
It's ready to go. So Cal protocol. Well, let's start with this to start off with. So Cal protocol, what can we see on CoinMarketCap at place 284? Well, then again, like I said before, what is important, you want to have the big baggers coming up in your exchange list. So Binance, Coinbase, well, MEXC again, KuCoin. So, okay, serious project to actually check out. What I also noticed was I haven't done a lot of research about it, but a lot of people are actually confused. Like, is this actually a meme coin? Because
I thought it was as well at first. I asked Wiz, I was like, is it a meme coin? He was like, no, it's DeFi, right?
Yeah, correct. So that's it's just a DAO. So that's pretty funny that they went with the name cow because like
Oh
you get
no.
confused with the meme coin stuff.
Yeah.
So from here, well, massive pump towards the upside. We
Mm.
actually discussed this one last time. I also showed that I have been trading it. So my entry was like in this range right here. I sold something here and actually went for another entry. So from this point on, what can we see? Again, this looks just like it probably will take another run at some point.
Yeah.
Well, again, if we look at price predictions, I can give them, but we're not going to do that. We can look at some structures. What is important here?
Yeah.
Well, actually, that first, we're now on the 4 hour on cow. That first retest is important right over here. So what we can see based on the 4 hour, there is nothing that will hold the price up from here. So at least, well, pretty much after the 4 hour close, we actually know that, but that one just got opened, so that's a bit shitty. So this right here is your place of interest. Well, that also will mean that if you are likely to hold support around this area where it did broke out once, twice for a support level, if it hits a third time for a support level, it might be some interesting zone.
Yeah.
Well, what can we expect if it actually doesn't hold up here? And then again, this is where some projects like will get a tough time when Bitcoin takes the dump at the moment, there's just a big chance that altcoins will absolutely get wrecked. So from here, what can we expect? Let's take a look at somewhat of the lower parts for some support range. Then we're talking about like that 40 cents. But you can also see that the drop will probably be pretty painful. So from here, you would actually expect a reaction towards the downside. Best case scenario is from here back towards the upside. Structure over here at 91, or even towards the highs around that $1 zone. And let's say Bitcoin is taking the dump. Well, in that case, just ignore this entire part and look towards that 40 cents range. And from there, you're not going to target the highs. No, you actually want to target the last structure, because then that means we have a place of interest. So, yeah, I think this still has legs. This will go. Yeah, but
yeah, it seems like some of the big boys at play, Binance and Co. They're going to be pushing this. They're going to be supporting it, and some of the big boys in CSC Plus are supporting it. We've got Justin saying he made a lot of money on trading cow upwards. Justin, do you hold spot, or was that just a trade for cow? Let us know.
I actually believe that Justin made so much money that he doesn't even know where to spend it on. It's not able to spend it. Perps.
There we go. Yeah.
God. So yeah. Well, in that case, still, also with these types of projects, like, be aware that there are also other big players around. So there are people that might pump a project. We have seen it, especially when multiple people are buying it at the same time with bigger bags. That might can lead to a price or to a price reaction. So, but still, I think this thing back to $1. Yeah, why not? Why not? I will be trading it. It's on my watch list. So
nice, awesome, man. I think we'll wrap up for today there. We will be going live next Monday. I believe it's the 30th if you're around Block Pro.
yes.
Awesome, guys. So yeah, every Monday, catch us at 3:30 UTC. I will be going live with George from FOMO and Flow Bali tomorrow. He's going to be telling us all about the opportunity for nomads, crypto nomads, to go live and work over in Bali. They've got a whole place set up there. It looks awesome, man. They've got like a gym set up. They've obviously got the co-working, lots of founders, entrepreneurs, all going there. George is going to be telling us all the bits and bobs about that, and also we're just going to be kicking it, talking about Solana, as you expect from George and Spud. But Block Pro, thank you so much for coming today. Learned a lot, and guys, if you want to go back over OM, go back in the video, have a look at them. Ask us in the chat as well. Like I say, we've got lots of holders, lots of traders in the CSC Plus Discord, and a lot of them will be open for discussion there. If you can't catch us, either if you want to join Xmas80 is the new code. You'll find the link in the description as well. And guys, like to say thanks to all of you for listening in as well. And come catch us in the CSC Plus Discord. Block Pro, thank you, my man. Take care.
No worries, mate. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.